What's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here at Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour Podcast.
I'm so glad to be doing this again in person. Violated. But yes, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 248. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bri, we're joining each other. And why are we doing that, Bri?
Well, Jim, let me just address something real quick before we get into that. This is the second motherfucking time we're doing this. And it is completely on me. It's my fault. I accidentally had my fucking mic on mute. So,
You stupid bitch.
yeah, so we had to re-record a lot of stuff after many beers. So,
We're here together tonight because we did record the review finally of Bionic Commando. So we had to refinish this review. We had to redo the Krusty Corner. Krusty Corner's back this week, by the way. And we have to redo half of this podcast. Good work, Brian.
so
Banner moment.
I told Jim, as I was setting up today, I've gone through 4 different SD cards because the little lock mechanism on the side broke off. So I kept breaking them off other ones to try and fix said SD cards. My tripod is missing a leg, so it's currently zip tied to another tripod just to make this camera work.
Bro, I'm taking a picture. You have to put a picture of this on the video version.
And I said to Jim, I said, like, literally everything that could go wrong did. And when we record our reviews, we each mute our mics when we're doing the specific sections. So I muted my mic, and sure enough, before we got to the overall, I never hit unmute. And then in the middle of us recording the last episode, I looked down, I'm like, my mic isn't registering. I unmuted it, and I was like, I pray it's only because I had to like change batteries, do something. And so I was wrong. So it's completely me. It's
I want to shit on Brian more, but I know that I would be due right after to fuck up on my own, and I am not doing this a third time.
yeah. So
You would get an awkward intro to the half of a podcast.
So yeah, we're here again, but we are happy to be in person because this is what we prefer to do. It is good to see each other. It is good to, be able to deal with that. But yeah, for the second time in a row.
See, Brian couldn't handle being around this raw masculinity, so, he fucked up. Things happen.
After I just had to hear about hentai golf for what is now probably 10 minutes, I've had my fill.
So between doing the Krusty Corner twice, talking about it briefly in the first recording, and doing it right now as we jump into what we've been playing, yeah, I brought back the corner, saw a little sale on a game in a group chat, and I was like, yeah, well, I do have a segment, so I hopped all over that. So for $1, you can check that out over at patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. But I've also been playing Rocket Knight Adventures for the Beat 5 franchise we have going on. Sat down, did my game recording of it. I learned a harsh lesson there myself, Brian. So when I was doing my practice rounds on it, I was using my Miu Mini. And so for those who don't know, it's a small little handheld. It's kind of like the size of a Game Boy Pocket, I would say. And yeah, emulator device. And it had a European ROM on it. The European ROM of Rocket Knight has 2 difficulties, easy and hard. Easy gives you the bullshit ending, hard gives you the real ending. And it was tough, but I practiced. I was like, all right, I'm ready to game record. I don't want to spend all my time, on failing and chewing up hard drive space that way. So I have the US version, popped it in my Retron because I know I'd be doing some save stating for convenience. And I was like, all right, I got to play it on hard so I can see the ending. Not realizing they fucked up the goddamn, they give you 4 difficulties. So there's child, easy, medium, and hard. But medium is actually supposed to be hard. Hard is very hard. And easy was supposed to be medium. And I could have just seen the difficulty, the ending on that. Nope. Played on goddamn hard and got my ass kicked all over again. Wasted way more goddamn time than I was expecting to.
So, Jim, here's my question.
Lucky me.
Are you just cursed now because you played Shadow to just replay games multiple times?
Yes. Yes, I am. If I'm going to be doing Game Catcher, I want to, not waste my time, doing multiple tries of everything and, trying to scrub through all this footage of me failing. So, yeah, I'm starting to... Bionic Commando I played through 3 times. Rocket Knight I played through 3 times. It's the roll of 3s, Brian. It's the best law of comedy.
Well, Jim, I already explained to the folks how I've been cursed so far with this podcast.
And how.
But, yeah, talking about games I've been able to play or have played the past week. So I mentioned in the last podcast I went through Fortnite and I was doing all these like quests for my son.
Right. You also mentioned this about 45 minutes ago.
Sure did, Jim. And I promised him. I was like, yo, you can get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skins whenever they come out. I don't know prices in Fortnite. We've never bought shit. So I was like, whatever. We'll buy him some skins. We get home from school on a Friday. I tell him, go downstairs. You can go ahead and buy it. I come down and I look and I'm like, why does it say you have 10,000 V-Bucks?
Oh.
I don't know what the hell V-Bucks cost. I know nothing. So I looked at the store and I was like, oh, the TMNT stuff was like 6,000. But he bought every character, all their variations of skins. He didn't just buy like one or two. So he bought the whole shebang. And I said, what did you do? And he said, well, I bought the most expensive thing. So here he spent $90 on V-Bucks. I was not a happy camper, Jim.
Ouch.
So,
man, maybe Epic Games really is an evil company, Brian.
I think they know what they're doing. I'll say that. So yeah, I was not very happy. He got what he wanted, but I told him, I said, I'm not buying you any more V-Bucks. Maybe on Christmas or your birthday, somebody else can buy you stuff, but that's it from now on.
Fun little follow-up to that. So Brian and his family came over to watch the Super Bowl yesterday. Happy hangover to everybody as we record this on the 12th of February. Mm-hmm. God knows my morning was an absolute nightmare at work, but it's life. So maybe I shouldn't have 9 beers during a 4-hour game. But, who's to say? But, so I set up because our daughters were going to be playing, dolls and stuffies and princesses, stuff his son's not going to have any interest in. Mm-hmm. So I downloaded Fortnite to my Xbox for him. I already had Minecraft on there and stuff like that. So immediately when he finally gets into it, he jumps right to the store. And he's like, oh, I can download Turtles here. And Brian's like, don't you dare.
Yeah, Fortnite, your son's a bitches because you refresh the content every day. So he knows to just look at the store and be like, what's there? Yeah. So I've done that for a little bit. I did Dead by Daylight. I streamed that on Twitch for a little bit. But honestly, the only other game I was able to play was Call of Duty, which I haven't played since it came out. Did some Warzone with our buddies, and dude, it was a ton of fun because I don't know if you've ever had this before. I've kind of other than shit we do for the site, I've lost the itch to just want to sit down and play a game.
Oh yeah, I've definitely had that.
And the problem with me is that was my favorite pastime forever.
Actually, last year, the early part of doing the 23, sure, it's starting the year playing fucking Shadow the Hedgehog didn't help, but after that and pushing to do the 50 games, I was kind of fuck, man, I kind of just want to take a break.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, kind of moving forced it on me, but those first couple games I played for last year, I was not enjoying myself. Even the games I kind of liked, I was still not really having a fun time.
Yeah.
It felt like work.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I've never had this feel games have always been my I don't really watch TV. I love movies, but even them if I watch 1 or 2 a week, that's a lot for me. So video games have always been my way of escapism, and I haven't had that itch in a while. So kind of like Shawn Michaels, you could say I lost my smile with video games. See what I did there?
No.
But no, playing Call of Duty and playing some of these, it's been a lot of fun. So I feel like I have the urge to want to play a lot more now. So I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, I haven't played much. I'm going to get right back on Duke Nukem with Duke Nukem 3D. I'm hoping in the next few days because we're supposed to be getting snow. I don't know what's going to happen there. But Chambers, you did hit on something. Your hangover and...
Didn't take my liquid IV before bed. Ran out of Magic Mine, so didn't even have that pick me up during the workday. Oh boy, what a day! Did not feel like drinking. That's for goddamn sure tonight. And now we're recording this a second time. Guess who broke into his third beer? How plans change?
I was gonna say, what have we been drinking, Chambers? Because I bought these specific for us because they're from the Von C, which were established in 2020, which is
you just spit all over me.
I sure did. And in 2020,
fuck.
Jimmy, never been squirted on?
I'd probably rather have pee than you spit.
But no, Von C. So if you're from the Philly area or PA, they come from Norristown. It's not that good of an area, but this is their Vienna style lager, 5.5%. Here's the deal: we've already went through 2 of these big boys. This is the last sip I have. The beer is delicious. It's the same style that you would have from Sam Adams, and a lot of people mistake Sam Adams for other like macro beers with the lager style. But with the Vienna, you get a little bit more of the malt, a little bit more of the bready flavor.
I get a lot of the bread in the back end.
Yeah,
In the aftertaste.
and it's
Very, very much coats it coats the back of your throat without being overpowering.
Yeah, it's a very good, like I told Jim last time, we definitely need to do a blind taste test because I want to see what is it like to do those back to back. Does this beat Sam Adams? Does Sam Adams hold up? I don't know.
See.
But what do you, you're giving an early review in the podcast.
Well, Brian, I have experience for reasons. But no, I mean, I very much enjoyed it. Like I said, I had no desire to drink beer. And our little sipping beer while we were going to review was the Jenny Oktoberfest, which it's Jenny.
It's
It
Jenny.
is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was just like, oh, God, I'm so not in a drinking mood. But no, I actually really enjoyed this. So for me to be not in a drinking mood as possible, something to be said there for that. I think any beer drinker can enjoy this. Like whether you like macro or if you like craft, there's something here for everyone, really.
Yeah. So Chambers.
Just try not to drive to Norristown for it.
Yeah, don't go to Norristown. Chambers, though, you did bring up a good point when you're talking about games you're playing, and the whole reason why we're here together, because we got together to review Bionic Commando, which was our last Patreon review request, which we still have a few outstanding $5 tier folks. Get your requests in. Make sure you let us know what do you want us to review. But Chambers, that brings me to what questions we got this week.
Patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 measly a month, you can ask a question that we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So first up, once again, from Brian Reese, what retro sports game could you kick the other person's ass in?
So Chambers, I thought about this last time.
Oh, really? What, half hour ago?
And here's the deal. When we did all of the NES games and some of the early ones, I tended to beat you in almost all of them. And the funny part is I'm not that good at sports games. Like, unless it's something I play a lot, I'm really I don't care about them. I'm not that good at them. But I beat you in like all of our recordings. I think you've beat me in like one, maybe
like
2.
fight.
Yeah. So it's like kind of...
I'm not a guy who's good at things right away.
Yeah. I'm the inverse, where if you and me start on anything for the first time, chances are I'll probably beat you. But if Jim and I, like, say, use whatever, NBA Jam, if he decided to dedicate and get perfect at it, he would learn all the little tricks, whereas, like, I would probably not. I'd be like, I'm still just having fun with it. But I think one that I would feel confident in probably continuing to be able to beat them in would probably be Tecmo Super Bowl. It is my guess when it comes to those like really retro games.
Yeah, like I would probably say, right, what game would I say? NHL Breakaway 98 on the N64. Because that's like a game that like my older brother and I played the absolute hell of out of back in the day. It would be a little more slurry this time. I think.
Oh no, we're still muted. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't. I am not doing this a third time. They will get their awkward intro
Jim,
in the last half of an episode.
All you do is shit for a third time.
I sure do, don't I? Seems to be my gimmick lately. Every day is a blessing. But yeah, like that's probably like the one game that like I would actually like. I'm pretty sure I'd be confident to do it. I know the tricks. It's kind of exploitable. I mean, it's an N64 era hockey game.
How mad would you be if I beat you on that first?
I would be depressed as fuck. I wouldn't be inconsolable. Andy Reid just won another Super Bowl outside of being an Eagle coach. So, you know, I have that to fall back on for my rage. But outside of that, yes, it would be pretty bad.
So here's the thing. You and I have talked. I mean, not only do we want to do like dead servers, we want to start getting back together because as you've seen on Instagram, TikTok, all the social medias, I've been posting about us going to breweries. Jim and I went this past weekend to 2 of them. We talked about we're going to get together more often, at least once a month, go hit up a bunch of them. But we also want to do that with drinking games because that's part of the fun of this page for us is we love getting together. You get real sloppy. So we can definitely hit up some of these old school sports games. I think you would probably beat me. One game I know I've always been terrible in is honestly the Mutant League games. I love the shit out of them, but I'm terrible.
I'm bad at them too, though. So that would actually be good. Just be a nice little cavalcade of failure right there.
Jim, you know we both haven't played in a while since we've done the video for it? The UFC game.
Oh, fuck you. No. No, thank you.
And you know what the funny part is? I sometimes rewatch it.
You could probably be a new one. You could be like CM Punk, and I could still be fucking Bones Jones and find a way to lose.
But that's the thing. It's so funny because I look back at those, and the one like match where I was like, oh, there is this ability, like you could get a flash knockout, and you actually got it on me, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, I was taking it easy on you, and you were so mad. You're like, you're probably just going to submit me every time. And I was like, no, I won't. I only did it as like GSP once. But you were so mad. And then the one time you almost had me out.
Yep. And you still found a way to tap me out. Just caught my fucking arm and put me in like some bullshit arm bar. Your face was like a pancake, and you still arm barred me and won. Fucker.
Here's the deal. The thing I think Jim will always consistently beat me in is probably most fighting games because he has that very turtle shell style where he just holds block the whole time, which annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for that. So I think style of games, that's what Jim would beat me in most. With sports games, if he knows even a little bit about it, it's probably more competitive. But if it's first time, I'll probably get him the first time.
Golf games, I'd probably win.
I don't know. I beat you a bunch of times on those too.
I think he has one.
Wait. The only difference is I don't know shit about golf, so you still have to tell me the club I need to use. And you get pissed.
Fuck you. I'm not doing that this time. I fucking held your goddamn hand and your dick during all this playthroughs.
And I still beat you.
And you're like, oh, I fucking won.
Yeah, I beat you. What was that one we did for the? Was it the Yokoi kids? The golf game for that?
Yeah, we did. Was it just?
You were so pissed.
It was Game Boy Golf. Yeah.
Yeah. Because you were like, fuck that.
Oh, I was mad. I was a mad boy.
No, that is a great question. We do want to get back to just playing. So
and our scores in that reflected like my real life golf scores when I shoot like a 150. God, I'm awful at real golf.
You know, go with the wood.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Thank you for the question.
The next up from Burn Retinas. Some of the games I've planned in my Beat 5 franchise are ones I've beaten for level 50. Should I crush those titles again or add one extra from a respective franchise so it doesn't look like I'm cooking the books on this?
Nah.
Don't worry about it.
Listen, the whole purpose of the Beat 5 franchise was it should be very easy. We limit it. It's not many games per franchise. And I felt the same way. Like, I just beat Alone in the Dark. I don't want to have to beat the first one again to qualify, even though I know there's still 3 or 4 more games that I bought all of them on like Steam or GOG, whichever one. I'm going to play through them and I'm just going to say, yeah, I beat it. So if you did level 50, if you did 23 and 23, and you just beat like the first game or whatever in a franchise, just count it towards whatever franchise you want to finish.
Yeah, don't kill yourself over this.
We're not sticklers. Jim's a little bit of a stickler. I'm not.
I'm trying to do all new games again just for the sake of hitting the backlog. But like I'm doing Rocket Knight right now. But last year I fucked up and played, well, whatever. I played Rocket Knight on the 360 last year, so I'm gonna have to play that again since we want to do reviews of all these games so we can do these entire franchises as much as we can. So
no, but the biggest thing, enjoy the point is like for Jim and I, we try to think of games like and these challenges because you want to complete shit, right? Like we all have crazy collections. I know I have some that I'm like, I just want to get through it. Bless you. And then also if like we've talked, like I think it's been a question a few times, like what franchises have we never played or whatever. that's part of this too. Like, I never went through all of Duke Nukem, and Duke Nukem 3D is one of my favorite games of all time. I was like, I've never played Forever, some of the spinoffs. It's just an excuse for me to fuck around with that.
Yeah, like I plan on doing Metroid Prime, which I've never touched that series outside of like 10 minutes. So
yeah. So don't burn yourself out.
So in our first recording, I was already sick of the fucking puns because through the review and through the first time going through that, and I've had to do it all over again. I'm on like triple the puns now.
It's your way. Three.
Sure is, isn't it?
3 dicks a day keeps your doctor away. Isn't that what they say?
Hey.
Damn
I just may.
Nah, but great question.
Yes, and once again, thank you to everyone out there for all the support. We really do appreciate it. Head on over to Patreon, get those bonus segments, get those questions in, check out the bonus reviews, have some review requests of your own. Go nuts. The link is below. And you know what? Anything you do really helps out the page.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Just, if you have questions, please get them in. And if you need those reviews, let us know what you want us to check out.
Yep, and if you need to learn something, head on over to Skillshare.com. Use our code DBPG30. Learn something. You can get a class, get a year of one class, and you know what? You can wind up learning a skill, wind up learning a language. The world's your oyster.
Jim, some people could say you know nothing.
Yeah, some people would say that. Some people like my lovely wife. While we're all hanging out together.
So I have to retell this story. So...
You know, you think we're doing this, I'd be less mad, but I'm not.
So it was a much cleaner transition the first time we did it.
Yeah.
However,
I'm pissed we missed that transition. That was really fun.
However, so yesterday when we were watching, we're all over Jim's house for Super Bowl. Jim's telling a story about he's seeing his parents. They mentioned something about he needs
Jimmy, you need to get your master's in case something happens with your job.
Yeah. And he goes, if that ever happened, I would just become a consultant and it'd be fine. And without fucking hesitation, his wife, and it was unironic and very serious. She's like, you couldn't be a consultant. You don't know anything. And it was so like, what the
It was very real. It was a very real visceral reaction.
Everyone just was breaking down. But Jim, he was not having it. He was not happy. But we laughed so hard because it was just so unexpected. Like he said it so casual. He's like, I just become a consultant. And he kind of sat back. And she just goes, boom.
There's nothing like having a long, hard day at work, coming home to your loving family, coming home to a good woman who's always there to support you. Nothing like it. Best feeling in the world.
It was, that was one for the books.
Every day's a blessing.
So thank you guys for the support.
Why
don't you make sure you don't end up like Jim or Fredo?
I'm smart. Mikey. I can do things. I'm smart.
3, 2, 1.
Fuck! Jesus. You can do your clapstick without doing it as loud as humanly possible. I've been playing drums since I was 14. My ears fucked up, and I can't do loud noises well. And all of a sudden, Christ!
Oh shit! You guys always think my clap isn't loud when it's on there, but it's because the mic automatically
it gates itself. And when we do it on Zoom, it automatically gates, so you don't hear it at all unless it's actually Brian hears it on his end, but we don't hear it on the call.
I have a loud clap.
Fucking.
That's gonna be a clip, right?
Got it.
You know nothing. All right, so
just do the segment for the 5th time and let's end this goddamn night.
All right, so Chambers, shockingly, Pal World has already been dethroned by, of all things, Helldivers 2, which I know you know all about.
I mean, I'm such a huge fan of Helldiver 1. That's all I talk about, really.
Here's the deal. PlayStation decided, let's dive in.
So the gimmick for this game, the reason that it's actually newsworthy, because the actual gameplay loop, it's you and 4 others get dropped into a zone and you fight off hordes of shit. Something that's 1,000 other games like that before. And I'm sure the meme of Pal World dying off, like it sold 8 million copies in 6 days.
Yeah.
So I'm sure everyone who wanted it basically has it at this point. So I don't even know how many games this has sold, but the big selling point is the fact it's the first game by Sony's studios to come out day one on PS5 and PC.
Yeah.
So you instantly have that cross-play potential. So, I mean, it seems like a safe title to test the waters with to see how interested people would be because, it's a game no one fucking knows about. So if it doesn't do well, they go, all right, maybe they're not ready for it yet. But if it's doing, if it's topping the charts, then it'll probably lead to other releases coming to PC day one.
I look at this kind of like Warframe.
Fucking year.
where I really don't understand the appeal other than it's free, it's on PC, it's on PlayStation, whatever the case is. I looked at the gameplay and I went, it's fine, but to do numbers the way it did is shocking because Pal World had it's fucking Pokemon with guns. Who doesn't want to kind of see that?
Right.
This one, I'm like, it's another third-person shooter.
Another third-person horde game.
Yeah, I don't care. So, whatever. We'll see what comes out of that.
I mean, everyone shits on Xbox, and rightfully so, for not having any games. But, I mean, the PS5 really doesn't have that many games, too, either.
No. So, you guys let us know in the comments below. Is this a game you've played, want to play, how you feel about it? You let us know.
Yeah, and get ready for a possible awkward transition back into the rest of the episode.
Terrible transition. But, I mean, talking about crossover, we covered last week, Chambers, Xbox, Microsoft. There was a lot of big news last week, and we said that Phil Spencer was going to be giving out bigger news. So what did he say?
Yeah, so basically to quell a lot of the rumors from last week about, Xbox is getting out of the console business, all of these games are coming to PS5. He did an internal town hall and, just among employees. And apparently the biggest news that came from it is, one, that Xbox is still definitely planning on making and releasing consoles, at least for the time being. And two, that he's going to have a big news briefing sometime this week. So as of recording this, a couple hours ago, it said that there's going to be a podcast or a presentation of some sort on Thursday the 15th. So by the time this episode comes out, you're going to know because I'm sure that'll be big news. But yeah, we're going to hear more about their plans for the future is what they're saying.
Yeah, like I said, my only guesses could be maybe it is the announcement of for sure bringing Game Pass to the new Switch console, whatever the hell that's going to be, whenever that's going to be.
That'll be huge.
I can't see it being a new console.
Price cut.
I'd like that.
And maybe I finally get one. And then I can play Call of Duty and not jitter the entire time.
I mean, a new console, maybe, but and when I say new console, like a slim version. I don't know. I'm trying to think, could there be a new game that would be spark enough interest for me to care about?
I don't know, man.
Maybe another new Halo. I don't know.
That'll be a big shadow drop. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, if they do announce that
maybe they announce 2 games are going to PlayStation. Maybe
that could be news. Yeah.
Starfield would be. It would both make sense and be a major kick in the dick for Xbox people.
I think Starfield would make all the sense since it. I don't know what its final sales numbers are, but I can't imagine it was what they were hoping.
No, probably not. Very divisive.
Yeah. So, we're gonna keep following this. I mean, something's gonna come out of all this. Just don't know what.
Yeah. No. Come on, price cut.
Damn it, Jim.
I am cheap.
Just buy it. Stop buying your hentai games and you could do it.
No.
Just fucking do it.
No.
So you won't buy shit that makes sense that you get a lot of pleasure out of, but you would buy this latest stupid ass item. Because
Brian, we're bringing back the old weird gaming items. We love us some weird shit, Brian.
To call this weird would be an understatement because I get weird, but then I see completely unnecessary. And why don't you try to explain to us, Jim, what is the Super NES tripod mount?
Well, Brian, you might not know this, but apparently in some small niche circles, the Game Boy camera is kind of like a means of artistic expression, Brian. Put your own little spin on things. Make your art. Maybe do something boudoir, even.
Don't you dare. I hate this so much. I hate this with a passion.
So yeah, this comes to us from chrisgrave.com, or Guarway. I don't know who this guy is. Seems like he's a YouTuber, an artist, a photographer. And yeah, he really likes using the Game Boy camera, but like, holding and mounting a Game Boy is kind of a pain in the dick. So one way people like to do it is to use a Super Game Boy inside of a Super NES. But, you're sitting that on books. It's not the most secure thing in the world. So he had to make his own solution, Brian. He is an innovator. He made him a tripod stand for it.
I just, as someone who innovated enough with my broken tripod and had to zip tie it to another tripod just to make this work right now, I respect that element of it. But I hate that this is a thing, and I hate that, as you said, somebody needs to use this to just try to be unique.
Yep. So, yeah, he's in a band, and he likes to shoot his music videos with this. So, I mean, it's a different idea. I'll give him that. And, hey, kudos to him. He's not holding anything back. He put, if you're into 3D printing, he put the file on his page. The article's below. So, if you want a tripod for your Super NES and you have a 3D printer, there you go.
Jim, get one.
I kind of respect it. Would I ever use it? No. I mean, I don't have a 3D printer either. So,
out of respect to your band, you should shoot in.
We should. More things should have. Oh, man, I should. I do have 3 Kinects. I should find a way to I wonder if someone ever made some kind of video recording thing using the Kinect camera.
Maybe. I mean, we have buddies who utilize the 360 camera.
Yeah, they were trying to make a fitness thing out of that back in the day.
People do strange things with strange items, Chambers.
Yeah, something for everyone, Bri. Bri, we should start filming this show on Kinect.
God damn.
Use the Kinect too and finally get some use out of that. No one got use out of that thing.
As they should not have. So, guys, if you want to send Jim a tripod, he will shoot his video in it.
Yes, I will. If someone wants to print it out and give it to me, I will gladly take that.
Fuck, Jim.
I'll put the good use.
So, Chambers.
Start my own Fansly, because OnlyFans is for normies.
What is the difference?
I don't know. I hope there's more hole on the other one.
In which one?
It doesn't matter.
I'm
Life is just a series of holes for me, Brian.
Damn it, Jim.
Stumped him.
Fuck, I don't
Still
even know
got
what
it,
to say. Fuck.
Make a transition from that.
So, Chambers, speaking of holes, Call of Duty.
Okay.
It's known for many things. It can be divisive amongst gamers because they hate that normies love it so much. It's obviously, arguably, the most popular franchise in gaming history.
One of them, yeah.
Helped really revitalize the gaming industry, whatever you want to call it. You and I have a lot of connections to this, and I know you were a tiny bit later getting into it yourself. But we talk about which is better. And this week, I wanted to go over 2, I think, of the most iconic title screens. And nobody thinks about Call of Duty's title screens as music that you would go, oh yeah. But as soon as I heard these, I just got flooded with memories.
All right.
So I picked 2 of the biggest ones. Now, what I will ask is, I know this one game is your favorite.
Okay.
So I'll say just stick to the music itself.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with Call of Duty Black Ops, main menu theme.
Go.
So we're going to listen right now, and we'll be right back. All right, so that's just a little sample of the Black Ops menu theme. I mean, Jim's favorite, Call of Duty, definitely one of mine. I mean, that game it's still just fucking mwah. But then, debatably, the game that, there's a lot of games you could argue put Call of Duty on the map. But Modern Warfare 2, this is the other theme, because it's probably the most popular of any Call of Duty of all time. So, let's listen to this one. All right, so we are back. So Chambers, I know you have a lot more nostalgia and love for the Black Ops one.
Yes.
You know, here's the deal. As someone who has been very invested, even before probably you were, both of them, they hit different ways, right? They connect great gaming memories, but just sitting here listening to them, there's definitely two different feels. With Modern Warfare 2, I kind of feel like a little more, I hate to use the term, but it's like Michael Bay-ish, like something epic's happening. But with Black Ops, it definitely has that like dark ops, like some shit's going down. It's low key.
Yeah.
And that connects more with me. Like I go, the Black Ops one, it's more layered. There's a lot more going on. I love just the range of instruments used. And it's just maybe so low key. Like what's the term now? Lo-fi. That's like music. I feel like that's what that is, but in a tactical sense. Whereas the other one's a little more in your face.
You know what it is? And I mean, yeah, there's probably nostalgia coming into this for me too. But I mean, even after hearing them, because I really wanted to like be blown away by Modern Warfare 2's music, and it seemed like generic. It seemed like the music I would expect from a Call of Duty game. Yeah. And it's fine. It's a perfectly fine track. Nothing wrong with it. Perfect background noise for a menu screen and stuff like that. It's fine. But I was just like, it's a Call of Duty song. Where like Black Ops, it's definitely more subdued. It's definitely more low key. I have the nostalgia too, but I don't know, just like the very subtle violin work and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's like an 11-minute track too. Like it's so like if you listen to the entire thing, like it's a full-on orchestral kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely like fits the vibe of the game that it's trying to go for too. Where it's like Modern 2's music, you could pop that into any duty, and it'll be like, yeah, that works.
See, I was gonna choose Modern 4.
You couldn't put Black Ops' music. Sorry to cut you off, but
yeah.
You couldn't put like Black Ops' music into like Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, it would be very odd. No, I mean, here's the deal, and that's one of the things. I mean, how often do we hum or have said Call of Duty song, especially like old Russian
I was going to say,
music.
I mean, I thought you were going to put in the World at War, like the Russian.
I was going to, and honestly, World at War to me would have like. I don't know if I could have overcame my bias with that game, so that's why I didn't put it in.
Yeah.
I was trying to be like, okay, let me pick the ones of the most popular games, but Call of Duty they put effort in, and even though some of them might sound similar, they're not just repeats of the same songs.
Yeah,
for sure. So yeah, I'm going Black Ops. Jim is going Black Ops. I want to hear what do you guys think. And if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see us do, which is better against, you let us know in the comments below. It doesn't matter if you're watching on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, TikTok. It doesn't matter. You let us know below.
Hit all them socials. Let us know.
Hell yeah. So, Chambers, what's your thoughts on this beer?
It's really good. I don't have anything like outwardly to be like, oh, this really hit this kind of note for me, or, you know, it really stood out in this way. It's a very solid lager. It's got a nice like bready mouthfeel in the back end to it. Definitely get that breadiness in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I mean it's delicious. It was very smooth drinking. I don't feel like somehow like, you know, how like a 5% will somehow sneak up on you sometimes.
Yeah.
It's definitely like not happening here. But I mean, and considering that the last thing I wanted to do today was drink beer, I actually enjoyed this. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, I would. This is one because it's the Vienna style. I'd love to do a blind taste test with this and Sam Adams and see.
Oh yeah,
which one do we actually like? It's perfectly sweet. I mean, I'm going through my second one already. Like, I'm enjoying the shit out of it. Yeah, nothing bad to say about it. Norristown, you might be turning me around.
Yeah, I mean it's another. Well, it's not go crazy, Brian. Look, just because they got a cheap warehouse like all the other breweries do. You know,
I mean, hey, some would say it's utilizing what's there, Jim.
It's just some more gentrification thanks to craft beer. That's all that's going to happen there.
USA.
Damn it.
Isn't that what we did with the country? I mean, come on. I'm just saying.
Ooh, can of worms. Manifest destiny through beer.
So with that, guys, we want to say thank you all so much for watching, for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Like Jim said, we're trying to hit 10K this year. So any support you can do, share it with your friends. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify, make sure to hit the subscribe button, give us a 5-star rating, and whatever you want to write in the comments, even if you want to bash us, make fun of Jim, we will read it on each and every one of these Power Hour podcasts.
Happens a lot.
With that, we want to say have a good night, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody. Fuck Andy Reid.